Okay.
Hello!
Hello!
Welcome, everybody!
Welcome to
the
the Shmooze! And if you have piles and piles of laundry that you haven't folded all vacation, we're so sorry. It's been an eventful time.
Yeah.
But we're back.
Yes, we are.
And thank God the children are back in school. Most of them, anyways.
Yeah.
And that quiet in the house where you can actually hear yourself think is amazing.
It is.
It's so peaceful. I'm like, oh, nobody breathe, nobody do anything, just enjoy the quiet.
Yeah.
How was your vacation?
It was very good. It was very good.
Okay.
We had like highlights. I had highlights like in the beginning of the vacation, in the end of it. So it gives you like a really good taste.
Nice. Okay.
The beginning we had the family vacation with my whole family and siblings, and that was so much fun.
Nice.
And a week before the end of the vacation, I took a 3-day course, which I was an assistant in the course because I already took it.
Fun, okay.
Just to relearn it and help out and stuff like that. And it was just 3 days away from the house.
Being honest here.
Yeah. And my sister was a participant.
Nice.
So we had sister time.
Nice.
And we went out together. We slept together in a friend's house up north where the course was. And it was just really nice to have like this little outing towards the end. So that's my first recommendation for next Chofesh, for next vacation. You know, make sure towards the end of the vacation that you have some time to go and just chill out.
I like that. Just
for yourself. It really, I felt very charged.
Oh, good.
After that. And actually, another thing we did the year before that is like towards the end, mamash the end of the last week, we took off as a family. Beautiful. And that's really nice because also that, I mean, the year before wasn't so successful because we all came back and it turns out we had COVID or something. But like it's a nice like ending to something, and nice. I think this session that we're going to talk about is a lot about beginnings and endings. Like when you start something new, you actually end something before that. And a lot of times we pay attention to the new beginning, but we don't pay attention to, you know, the end. And yeah, you're right. There's something to that. End the vacation or whatever.
There's something to that. You're right. Totally.
How was your vacation? You want to talk about it?
So July was okay.
Yeah.
July was, fun. But it felt during the 3 weeks and the 9 days. So you're like limited with what you can do. But we did stuff. And then in August, I had a surgery. And so because I was after surgery, I couldn't do anything. I still can't really do anything. And so my kids were going, oh, we didn't do anything the whole vacation, which is partly true. I mean, I did what I could.
Yeah.
But I think that next time, God willing, I don't want to have ever surgery again, but I'm going to schedule it so that it's during school time and not not vacation time. And I pay attention to the fact that if you do things in July, it doesn't count. You have to do something in August for it to count, for the kids to say, I did something.
Right.
You know?
Like the earlier memories, they get erased.
Who remembers July? Let them sit and do nothing for July, August. And it has to be towards the end of August. So it's sharp in their mind.
Yeah. Definitely.
And I had so many plans and I had everything built and planned. And I just wasn't expecting to feel so garbagey after surgery. And everybody's going, Tova, what's your problem? You're after surgery. It's allowed.
It makes sense.
But I didn't recognize myself,
as
I didn't recognize myself in that, I know myself after birth. Okay, fine. You feel like whatever. And then you get back to yourself and here just, doing basic things was so hard for me. So my kids were amazing. Some of them were not. And I think that's important also, that you have emotional support.
Right.
I didn't prepare myself that I would need that. So I didn't prepare my kids really, and I didn't prepare anybody. I didn't really tell anybody that I was having surgery. And I was not prepared for that emotional down. And you know, lesson to anybody who's having surgery. And for me, God willing, I should never have surgery again. But you need that emotional support. Right. You know, you need that emotional people coming in and saying, "Hi, how are you? Is everything okay? What can I make for you? Here's a cake, shove it in your..." And because I didn't tell anybody, because I didn't share it, I didn't have that. And so I actually used, remember we talked about your brother's 5-step communication model.
Yeah.
And so anybody who has not seen this podcast, go find it. I used that model because there were so many people that, yes, it's August and everybody has their own, you know, life and story and whatever. But I did use that model and it worked.
Woo.
To, you know, let people know what I need in the future. And I think also, like, in general, summertime, you need to have, like, expectations that are planned. Plan your expectations and then share them so that there's not that disappointment. I think in life in general, also in summer vacation. So that was just an interesting thought that I had. And, you know, also for me, like, to be open about these things was also, like, really hard to be dependent on people.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Because we're so, like, programmed to be independent. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's, like, from where we come from like English speaking culture, or it's something as women that we expect from ourselves to win it all, you know, wing it all. Right. So, right. You know, that we can do everything and it's not true. It's so untrue, and it's so, I feel, you know, nobody teaches us how to be weak. Yeah. Yeah. You know, how to ask for help. Yeah. When you really need it. Though I did learn it throughout my life. You know, there were certain times when I said, wow, I need help now. And it doesn't matter that I don't have any official reason. I'm not after birth. I didn't go through anything major. I'm just experiencing some kind of a crisis in my life. Mm-hmm. And then I'll pick up a phone or write a WhatsApp to somebody who's in, like, the committee for cooking. Right. Like when my kids were younger and they couldn't put that on them. And I would ask for help. I said, can somebody send me, like, some food for Shabbat? I'm in a crisis right now. I'm not going to do it.
I think that was such a powerful lesson. Like to me, like, you know, all of a sudden, I woke up after surgery, and again, I don't know myself like this, and I was like dizzy. Woo! Oh. I don't know what sort of drugs they gave me, but don't ever give those to me again. It was not a good experience. And she's like, okay, try to get out of bed, and I was so dizzy, I kept throwing up and throwing up and throwing up and throwing up and throwing up, and I couldn't even. I was so weak. I couldn't even hold the stupid tray to throw up. I needed Yaakov to help me hold the tray. And I'm like, what? Who is this person? And it would have been a lot easier if I had just been able to ask for help. Yeah. So that is my, how do you say Tova&Yael? My
insight.
Okay, good word. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. That's my insight for the summer. Yeah. If you need help, ask for it. Yeah. That was my thing.
Yeah. So let's talk about new beginnings. Okay. And also we're close to Rosh Hashanah, the new year. Yeah. So I've started already in the summer, but I'm continuing this week my playback course.
Yay! Sign up for it.
No, not the playback that I'm gonna give, but I'm studying how to be a playback teacher.
Amazing! You're gonna be so awesome at
it. And I think, like, with me, every year I study something. You know, not going to go by without something. I need it. It's like my soul is a studier.
Okay.
And I wanted to say, a lot of women ask me, how do you do it? You know, because like, especially when the kids were little and I had a baby who was breastfeeding and toddlers at home and all that. And I said, you know, I found something that I found like interesting, fascinating, that I want to learn. I sign up and then I take care of all the technicalities.
I love it.
It won't ever work the other way around. If you try to figure out how you're going to possibly do it, it's never going to happen.
I love that.
So if you find something that you feel like, oh, wow, I really feel like doing this year, just sign up and then you'll work it out.
Amazing.
You know?
Amazing. Great advice.
Yeah.
It sounds like
I studied, I can share what I studied. Like I studied puppetry in Tel Aviv with no car.
I remember that.
No car, just tramping. Of course, all the stuff that I learned, the NLP, the bioenergy, all the healing stuff that I learned. Also, I didn't have a car back then.
Mm-hmm.
I was tramping all the time, hitchhiking all over the place. And
that's a common thing here. Like, if anybody is listening from outside of Israel, it's a very common thing. Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
It catches me every time. Like,
yeah.
what? You're, you know, and I do it also. But it's like, what?
That's how we get around if we don't have a car. And, you know, I'm just like, also, I don't have any guilt about doing this stuff.
Good for you.
Because I know I'm a better mom for doing it. I know that once like my soul gets it's soothing, you know, it's like,
you'll be able to do it for other people.
I feel fulfilled because I have like this 2 hours, 3 hours a week that I'm like doing something that's really making me feel good about myself, and it develops my talents and all that.
Amazing.
And I really encourage women to do this, you know, and especially this day and age, a lot of the stuff you don't have to go anywhere. You could just learn it on Zoom or something like that,
right?
You know, and you don't have to go anywhere. Just commit to something that enriches your life, that makes you feel better about yourself, that maybe contributes to any aspect of your life that you want to feel better about, you know. I'm sure there's something I cannot understand. I cannot fathom women who are just in the house or just in their jobs, or, you know, how do you do that? How do you survive that? You know, I don't know. I don't know how it's possible. In my mind, you really need to invest in the person that you are, and
the person you want to become.
And the person you want to become, yeah.
No, on the secular calendar, they talk about you know, January 1st comes up and people make all these New Year's resolutions, and I think the Jewish New Year it's deeper than saying, oh, I want to learn something. I want to learn 10 kilos. I want to drop 10 kilos. I want to, you know, I think it's like becoming about becoming a better person. So let's talk about, you know, like resolutions for the new year.
Okay. Well, I'm trying not to have any new resolutions.
Ooh, good for you. Okay, why? You're still keeping up with last year's?
No, I just feel like I just want to accept myself more, but more, that's it.
I like that. That could be a resolution.
I don't really want to put more stuff upon myself. You know? I don't know. And I do want to be more of an influence.
Okay.
I really feel that I have so much to share. And like when I look at my potential, what I can do and what I am actually doing, I'm like, there's a gap there. And it's a painful gap. But I also realized that it's also okay. It's also okay to be in this gap.
And love yourself.
Okay.
And be.
And if it's like too big of a leap for me right now, so okay. You know, I'm really trying to get away from this push, 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 shove, shove, shove attitude about myself.
Oh, okay.
You know? I don't know. I don't like that attitude. I don't like being in that, you know, I don't know.
Okay, fair.
That's my take.
Fair.
And also, I think Rosh Hashanah, if you look at the davening, what we daven in shul, what we pray, there is no, like, I want to be a better person on Rosh Hashanah. No, on Yom Kippur, yeah. There's all this stuff we did wrong, and when we make amends. Rosh Hashanah is like about, God, you're in charge of everything. You know what you're doing. You know what you did to our people, and you have a plan, and everything's... It's just like understanding that there's like this higher realm in the world.
Okay.
And just relating to us being part of this godly plan, godly universe, and just being in this kind of awe state of, wow, you know.
I like that.
You're there. Just
you got my back, God.
Recognizing that God is there, recognizing He is part of this life, part of this, everything that's happening in this history, everything. So that's the davening, that's the focus. It's more about that than setting goals and what I want of myself. I mean, a new year calls for that. And I do it every year. Okay. I do it with my husband.
On January 1st, or you do it on Rosh Hashanah?
No, we do it before Rosh Hashanah.
Okay.
And we have like these pages that I created as based on my teachers, a process to, like, you imagine yourself at the end of the next year.
Right.
And then you derive from that.
Right. I've done that.
Yeah.
And it's disappointing sometimes.
Yeah.
Because you don't always get there, and you don't always, like, okay, you envision yourself.
I think this year we're probably going to do it differently.
Okay.
I think I have in mind something to do differently. And hopefully we'll get to that. Because it takes like, maybe 3-4 hours just to address the issues, different realms of your life. You know, you have couplehood, you have parenthood, you have work goals, you have your personal goals, your self-development goals. There's so many things that, it really needs attention. But I think this year what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the values.
Okay.
To what kind of values I want to come forth in this year.
You know that I do that every quarter. I do that with myself every quarter. I have a quarterly meeting with myself. January 1st, April 1st, hold on. August 1st, I think, and October 1st. And every quarter, I do that. I establish where I want to go, what I want to work on.
Yeah.
The problem is I forget. I write it down and it's all written down.
You should
and
put
everything.
it like visually in front of you. We put up a board.
A vision board?
Yeah. That has our values there and stuff that we want to.
Maybe that's how I have to do that.
And it really helps. But make sure. Okay, this is a very good tip. Anybody who does a vision board, put the real thing that you want there. Okay.
Okay.
Let's say you want a portable computer. Okay. Let's say you want an Apple portable computer.
Oh, you're getting very specific.
Okay. Don't put a picture of HP, Lenovo, any other brand.
Being very specific.
Be specific of what you want,
that.
because it really influences you. I just once, because sometimes you put something instead of something else because you didn't find the right image or whatever. And then one year I did this vision board, and it just put like a crappy computer there. I got a crappy computer. So.
Okay, I'll if I want the apple, I will go with the apple. I think about that.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Because our mind, once, especially with visual stuff, it's like an imprint.
Right.
And that's what it's going to bring to your life.
Right.
So be specific.
Okay. I wrote it. What's it called? I'll embed that specific thought that I have to be specific.
Yeah. And also, there's another idea that I have, and then I'll let you know. It's just, we talked about just God being there,
right.
being the manager of all this. And when I know and I believe that God is a manager of all this, so I know that also the stuff that I didn't do is exactly right.
Yes.
Yes. And I don't beat myself around for it. I don't feel so lousy about it. It's like, okay, this is part of God's plan. That this time would be so hectic and I don't have time for anything and I really want to do this, but I'm going to do it some other time. It's okay. It's okay. And you feel like it's okay to let go.
Right. Surrender.
Yeah.
Just like we talked about this one time, the power of surrendering and hachna'a, being at God's will. Going that this is the plan and I may or may not like it, understand it, or know it. Yeah. But this is me surrendering.
And also, another thing that I've been learning during the summer, I did this challenge. And she said, write what you want. It's called a quantum leap for money or something like that. So, so she spoke about that. Sometimes, let's say I want to make a sum of money and then I say I can't do it because of this and that and then she said, just open up your mind and say, I'm willing to open up to the fact that I can make money while I'm sleeping, feeling grumpy.
I love that. I feel grumpy all the time.
Because a lot of times people speak about, oh, you have to have the right energy and you have to be motivated and whatever. Okay, you have to. And then she said, well, what if I, open up to the thought that while doing nothing,
I love it.
money can come
I love that. I'm waiting. I want to. I like that. I like that.
And then you say
just release
so it. You release it, but also she speaks about inspired actions.
Okay.
That the woman who I'm gonna be in 5 years. Okay. What kind of action would she take? It could be just drinking my coffee or tea peacefully. It doesn't have to be anything really big, but just some kind of an inspired action from who you want to be.
Nice. I like that. I really, really, really like that.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. Everything you do has to be in line and in alignment with the person that you want to become.
Yeah, not everything you do. As I say, I could be grumpy and whatever. I could decide to stay in bed today. It's okay. But I should also check out who I want to become.
Who she is. Who's that amazing woman?
Takes a little something from her,
I love that. That's amazing. Amazing. I think I fall in this all the time. And I think if I'm going to say my New Year's resolution, I think I'm going to make it my business to try not to talk about people behind their back.
Oh,
I'm so bad at that, and
me too.
Actually, I have to say, and I'm going to say this on public, one of the things I love about our podcasts is that we are able to talk about so many topics without talking about people. And I think that elevates not only us and our conversation, but it elevates everybody who's listening. So listen,
Sign up. Give us the thumbs up. Yeah, sign up to our channel.
Yeah, maybe we should do a challenge. Not talk about people for like whatever.
One day,
1 hour. I've just seen the effect that it has, and I'm thinking that that's what I want to take with me, as I'm leaving this year and going into the next year. That's what I want to.
Great challenge.
I want to like. My husband and I, we've been learning the Chavetz Chaim.
Yeah.
We do this every single day. We've been doing this for almost 14 years.
Wow.
We've finished the book maybe 20 times.
You do it in the evening? When do you do it?
We usually try to do it in the morning.
In the morning.
It's like when the Corona started, we were doing this before the Corona, but when the Corona started, we added stuff to our list, and we just were able to finish a lot. We did a lot when we're all, together and going crazy together. And we learn this every day. We've been learning this for 14 years, and I still do it.
Yeah.
And I think the more I learn about it, the more I realize how much it has an effect on the person I'm speaking to, on the person that is being spoken about, and on myself.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to be that person anymore. I want to make it an ironclad rule that I don't talk about people behind them. And it's so flipping hard! Because there's so much to talk about.
So we took up also to study the laws of Lashon Hara, and not to speak evil about other people. But we're like, we do it in the evening, so sometimes we skip and then we try to catch up. And but we're studying it.
Good, do it. Somebody said to us, and I cannot say how many times this has saved our marriage. Never mind all the therapies and all the couple trainings and counselings and whatever, because we've gone through that. I cannot. This is like if somebody's looking for a segula. How do you say segula? Like how do you say segula?
A charm.
A charm. Okay.
Maybe
a magic thing that will save your marriage, that will help your marriage, that will increase your marriage. That every day, and even if you don't do it every day, just somebody told us this, that it is a known segula for Shalom Bayit, for having a peaceful household, for having a peaceful marriage.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say that it has saved our marriage so many times. And then we finish learning, and then we're like, oh, okay, let's talk about this one. And sometimes you need to talk about people. Sometimes you need, somebody hurt you, somebody insulted you, somebody made you angry. Sometimes you're worried about somebody, and you need, to talk about it.
Vent it out.
Or you need to talk about somebody to help them. But then all of a sudden you find yourself, and this was that, and it doesn't stop. And I want to work on myself. That's what I want to work on. God will send me the money somehow, somewhere, and I'll become, I'll learn more, and I'll be more, and I'll be but on myself, that's what I want to work on. That's what I want to go out of the year with and take into the year, like start the new year, So hopefully everybody pray for me, because this is not easy. So hopefully I'll be able to make it, and hopefully everybody will be able to make it. And we'll be better people, happier people. We can talk about everything that we talk about on the Shmooze. And there's so much that we haven't talked about. There's so many areas that we haven't covered yet. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
And I think we're out of time.
Yeah.
Look at that. 28 minutes has passed.
Beautiful.
Fun, enjoyable. As always, it's a pleasure talking with you.
Tell us about your New Year resolutions and anything that you guys are studying.
We need help.
I would really like to get inspired for the following years. I've gotten better with it. Usually I used to take like a few courses during the year. Now I'm trying to only limit myself to one. Actually, I signed up for another program. I'm not sure they're going to accept me, but
for what?
To become like a mentor for people who are for women who are less fortunate and stuff.
Oh,
like that.
beautiful!
Yeah,
that's amazing.
So you learn the mentoring program for like maybe 13 meetings, and then you work with somebody.
Oh wow!
For at least like 6 months, volunteering with one person. So
amazing!
I signed up for
wow! Congratulations! This is through who?
It's like the American Embassy is involved with it, and somebody from Jerusalem. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd love to do that.
Okay, so
yeah,
I'll give you the link. I'll send you the link. Anybody else who wants the link?
But yeah, thank you for listening to us. And again, tell us what your New Year's resolutions were, what your New Year's resolutions are, if you stand by them. That's also.
Yeah.
And we will be back, God willing, next week on
The Shmooze.